going on, everyone? It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's just Tuesday. There's no more everything else I used to say after Tuesday on this show. If you guys watched 2 weeks ago, like I said, haven't been motivated to do this every week or even once every 2 weeks, whatever it was. But for this show, I got motivated. I was laying in bed and I said, you know what? I want to stream. What better stream to do than to hang out with some old friends? A couple of years now that I've known these people, a little more than a year and a half. But what's more exciting is that borders got open and they were allowed to come back to the States and visit Disney World. And they hadn't in maybe 2 years or so. So we're going to get into that. If you guys haven't figured it out, yes, they are all Brits. You saw it in the thumbnail. They are some British friends of ours. And I can't wait to have some discussion with them. Like I said, motivation, it just clicked to me. Literally, these guys will tell you. I sent them, it was 2 a.m. on their time when I sent them a text. Hey, let's all hang out and talk Disney World. I'm going to bring them in now before I even hit the chat because I don't like leaving them in the green room. Why are they in the green room? There's no need to be back there. We have the Kershaw's Adventures. Eventually, they will pop in because there's Gaz.
There we are.
Listen, the computer sucks. We all know the computer sucks, so get used to it. We have Bob and Darren from Aussie Robo and the English Gents. We have Ben and Becca from Great British Mickey Waffle.
Hello.
And Pete's been going in and out, but we do have Pete from Broadway.
Yes, good old
so far, so
Pete.
good. He was in the back for a while. He was there. He hadn't disappeared yet. If you see him tipping, he has not hit the cup. He's not. It's literally, I don't know what's going on with his camera, but it was doing it for a while.
Yeah.
But these are some of our British friends who came to hang out. Guys, how are you doing, guys and gals? Sorry.
Yeah, good.
Becca, it's going to come out.
Yeah.
But
That's all right, guys. It's fine.
They used to be calling a guy tonight, Becca. But
that's fine.
How are you all? Thank you for doing this. Thanks for coming on. I know it's late over there. What is it, 10 past 9 or something? But thanks for coming over.
No problem, Carlos. We're here for you. We're here for you.
All good.
Yeah.
We're going to start raising hands. Who's going to talk first? Well, let's say hello to them.
Or are we going to form a queue? Just be British.
Right. let's just hit the chat real quick. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all because, well, like I said, computer sucks. But Gene is here. John says he's just here for the Great British Mickey Waffle. That's and I guess and me, but that's what he said.
Rude.
But thanks, John. I appreciate it. Amy, AGC Magic TV, welcome in. And okay, the computer's already annoying me, so we're gonna go to the finger. And when here comes the finger. We're gonna go to the finger. Gene is here. Amy's here. Brian K is here. Welcome in, Brian. Timothy Rainwaters. Timmy, my man, what's going on, buddy? My wife is here. Suzanne is here watching. Not feeling well. She's on the couch. Well, not like she would come on stream, but that's where she is. Nicole, welcome in. Happy Haunts is in the house. I said Brian K. Julie McCowan, welcome in. If the computer ever catches up, I will start using the mouse instead of my finger. Disney Nerd Herders, welcome in. There's the Kershaws. Neil P, what's going on? Neil was just there as well. Nathan Staker in the house. Nathan, thanks for popping in, buddy. Long time no see. Gotta send Nathan a text soon. I know he's heading down eventually. Nick is here. So many fellow Brits are in the house. Thank you guys for coming back. I know it's been a while. Christine Hickman, welcome in. Thank you for popping in. Zippity Doo Doug, Samantha Lowe. Samantha, I'm sure, is waiting to watch some kind of concert. Oh boy, working, but wanted to say hi. Angela DOD, one of my partner channels, This Our Dreams in the house. Angela watching while she's working. Thanks, Angela. Alex Miller, welcome in. Thank you for popping in, everybody, making sure I catch everybody without knocking my phone over. Alex Prince, hopefully this will be better than watching Manchester United at the moment. Yeah, well, it's sad story out of England real quick that, Ronaldo lost a child at birth. One of the twins, the baby boy, passed away. So, yeah, I'm sure United is struggling in many different ways, but he did the right thing. Family first, not the game. So praise out to him. Teddy Hewitt Foundation, welcome in. It's hard to get motivated every week, especially after doing it for a few years. Yeah, Well, thanks, Charlie. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Glenn Castro, local guy. Thank you for popping in. Hopefully I've caught up or pretty close. If I missed you, I apologize. Amy Kemp, love the Kershaw as well. Thank you for coming here to see this guy, Gaz.
She's a good one, Amy. She's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you for popping in. You know, if you guys consider subscribing to my channel, I'll be streaming out and about around New England. Not England, but New England, you know. So we'll be around here pretty soon this, you know, once it gets warmer out. If you guys, you know, like history and stuff, we'll be doing some of that stuff around here. Love that. She said it twice, I think. Either that or I went backwards. Andy's here. What's going on, Andy? Amy loves the Kershaw so much. She said it twice.
Yeah.
Dennis Algazi.
Yeah.
All right. I think I caught up. If not, I apologize. We'll catch up to everybody real soon. Like I said, the computer takes a while to get going. It's like me every morning, and I'm sure everybody else. Tina McNeil. What's going on, Tina? Thank you for popping in. Gene is here. All right. Everybody's here. Let's get moving. So, like I said at the beginning, borders opened about 6 months ago, if I'm correct. I believe it was November, because then in Becca, that's when we saw you guys down there, and it was right around that time. You guys, borders are open. We're going. We're going. We're not.
First plane out.
We're not waiting.
One
for
of the first planes out.
Yeah. One of the
First
first.
flight we could get.
First planes out. Chris, what's going on, Chris? Kavka, welcome in, buddy. Sean, see Sean vlogs. I just text Sean too a couple of days ago. Sean, nice seeing you, buddy. Thank you for that. Yeah, I know you guys were one of the first planes out because, like I said, I saw you here. But borders opened 6 months ago. Disney World was open. So you guys jumped on the plane. My first question to all of you is going to be this. How long did it take you to book a trip?
Carlos, you're probably best. Right, we're all going to say something at the same time. I'm not going to lie. I'll go first. So we booked ours about 11 months before the decision was made.
Okay.
With just the hope and praying that something would happen, and luckily it did.
So nothing was a spirit of the moment. All of you had something already booked. Ron?
Ours was different, I think, a little bit because we'd gone through 6 cancellations or 6 moving it forward.
Moved
and
forward
then
about 6 times.
They opened on the 8th of November, and our last trip cancellation was the 24th of October.
Is that well? We'll
so we just pushed it back a couple of weeks until the borders opened, and luckily work was flexible and said we could go.
Sorry, let me put it this way then. Did anybody, as soon as the announcement was made here in the States that people from the UK could come over, did any of you right away go and book a trip then? Because I know Gaz just said he had his already booked. Darren and Robin nodding no. Pete, I think he's alive. All right, I see Pete's head moving, so he's good. So.
No, we was waiting for our DVC to come round, so we booked that 11 months out in December. So we were just hoping the borders were open before we could actually fly in December. So fortunately, we did. We went just after Ben and Becca, actually.
That's right, you did.
Yeah. We had missed you by like a week.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Robin, Darren, you were trying to say?
Yeah, so ours was 4th attempt in September. So we decided to give it a wider berth, and we booked for February. We shifted it back to February. Of course, when the borders opened, we were like, oh, we could have done this, but it all worked out for us in the end. So, yeah, it was the right choice for us at the time.
Garrett, Monica Moments, thank you for that, sir. $10 super chat because, well, you're Carlos. Well, it's actually for Suzanne. Well, sure. And Suzanne takes everything that's ever for me anyway. So, Garrett, you know her well. Thank you for that. Appreciate the super chat. Again, never asked, never expected, but always appreciated super chats and PayPals. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. This computer is really ticking me off today. All right. So everything's booked. Everybody's flying over. Like Ben and Becca said, one of the first flights out. What was that feeling at home? At home, not here. We'll get to here. But at home, saying, wow, we're going. We're really going. It's happening.
It didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I think
until we got on the plane.
Feeling until they were on the plane, because, like, especially for us, the situation for testing just made everything so stressful. So it was never It was never a case of we're going. Like even when I think literally it was on the plane that me and Ange said to each other, "Oh, this is actually happening."
Right.
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah.
Did feel till we landed, because ours was a connecting flight through New York. So it's until we landed then, and I thought actually we've gone through border and everything. It was like we're actually on US soil. That's when it felt real.
That, I mean, guys, just to touch on you for a second, because you have Oli, you know, you do. I believe you're the only one with a child right now. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've spoken to all of you, but Oli's reaction about we're finally going. I know he was only 4. He just turned 5. Just what, a week ago, right? So happy birthday to Oli, about a week ago. Yeah, you guys. We'll get to that trip too, but what was Oli's reaction of? Because, you know, I know he's been to Disney before. Like, you know, we go tell Ethan, hey, we're going in such and such a time. He'll be like, great, you know.
Yeah.
Crap, we're driving. Great, Dad.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, he was there through the pandemic and after the pandemic. Well, twice through the pandemic and everything. What was Oli's reaction as a 4-year-old saying, you know, we're going back as, what was he, 2.5 the last time he was there before that?
Yeah, so I mean, he's still got little memories of when we went back there, but I think a lot of them is probably also lived through the videos that we took then. I mean, obviously not vlogs because that isn't what we did back then, but yeah, it was interesting when we mentioned. I mean, I think he didn't really get it to begin with, if I'm honest with you. He was excited to go on a plane because like it's the first time really that he can remember going on a plane, so he was super excited for that. But it's really when we got to the parks, that's when he started to get really excited, because I think it was just a bit too much for him, because obviously like half of his life has been in a pandemic, so like to try and get an idea in terms of what this is going to be like for him, like it was a bit overwhelming, but he loved it. He loved every second of it, and we all did, and we, you know, if we could be there for longer we would be, but we have to all come back at some point. So
Let me touch on, because somebody brought up the testing and everything. It's a little different from us here. None of us, well, technically didn't have to test to go, but you guys did. You had to pass a COVID test. Let us know how that experience. JNN Travels. John and Nancy, welcome in, guys. Thanks for being here. Fill us in that experience for us in the States who don't know what that partakes in having to travel to come here back then.
I think it was the nervousness of just thinking your trip could easily be taken away from one test so close to getting on the plane. For us, we were quite lucky that it was 3 days before.
They've changed it though, so it's 24 hours, I believe.
Or
the day before.
Day before.
Yeah. And it was just knowing, like, okay, we've got the test booked. It was like, at the time, because the US hadn't opened, there wasn't many suppliers or for tests saying we were able to do the supervised, or so we didn't know who to book with. And in the end, it was just us about a week out we booked, and it was just quite an easy process.
It was an easy process, thankfully,
because we both had to test for work anyway at the time, so we were used to just doing the normal swabs and all of that.
Used to all the swabs.
Yeah. LFTs.
With Ollie, we had to do it whilst we were there. So like with anyone who's unvaccinated under 18, they have to do a test between day 3 and 5. So like even when we were there, there's still that anxiety that actually, like, after day 3, if something was to happen, that's the holiday is completely wiped. Because back then, like, you, what was it? I think it was 2 weeks that you had to isolate for. So like I think the first trip back was just full of anxiety. From like getting there to even being there for a few days with a little one, because like it all could just get taken away from you so quickly. And I think when we went as well, it was just before the Omicron wave,
right?
So we kind of got that. Okay, back home's getting pretty serious again, but it's not here. So like there was a lot of doom and gloom at home, but there wasn't so much in Florida at the time. And then we came back to full blown like problems again at Christmas time when we went for the first time.
Right. Georgie, welcome in. Normal Girl Vlogging. And I already welcomed in John and Nancy. Welcome in, guys. Sorry, go ahead, Pete.
So we had to
Ben, whichever one it was.
We had to, I think Ben and Becca, I think Gaz, we had to test before we came back. last year as well.
Yeah,
and that was stressful as well.
Yeah,
we didn't have to, did we? Because the UK hadn't changed. We just had to do the passenger locator form on return.
It was the ones when we were after we got back.
After we got back. We didn't have to test before we got on the plane.
Yeah, whereas for us, that changed, didn't it? We had to do the LFTs before we flew back.
We didn't have to do that, so we were really grateful because that was actually the bit we were probably worried about the most. But we did actually isolate for like 2 weeks before we flew out there because we were just so worried about ruining this flight that we just didn't want to risk anything. So I think I went to the supermarket once and I literally dashed in for like 2 minutes, two masks on and everything, and then you were testing every day.
I
was kind of worried. I was testing like every other day because we had like loads of those free packs given to us in the summer last summer. So literally every day I was doing the test. I was an expert at it by then because
all hazmat suit.
Do you know what? I did the same. I have to admit, a few people at working in the school that it was just COVID was everywhere and leading up to our trip, and it was like, okay, well, the only way my mind was going to, if I take a test, I know I'm negative, so Florida's still on, and that was my only way of getting through it.
Yeah. Right. Welcome in, Cynthia Candy Mom, Mike Wazowski. What's going on, Mike? Thank you, everyone, for popping in. 33 wonderful people here. Guys, I didn't put the links in the pinned comment, but I do have them all in the description. If you have not subscribed yet to any of these folks, go subscribe because they're all have been putting out vlogs and they keep doing it from all their trip from there. Well, I say all. Gaz is the one that's been twice, if I'm correct, right? Since it opened up. Well, Gaz is the one that can afford it. I mean, Gaz can afford to take the rest of us flight.
Right, whoa. Right.
Anytime he wants to, I'm up for that.
That's going to be a running joke.
We need to clear that up, Carlos. We need to clear that up. So
Gaz is the richest person here. And he can
That's what happens when you sell ZV1s.
Right. I mean,
the reason why I've been twice is because the same with Pete, because Pete's going soon.
Yeah,
is that DVC is stacked up.
It is.
We haven't gone in 2 and a bit years, so DVC stacked up enough for us to go. Okay, we have to go.
Oh, Suzanne, I know you're listening. I should have made 2 extra phone calls before.
You either use it or lose it.
Yeah, I should have made 2 more phone calls.
We've got ours next month as well, so it's just.
And I'll tell you guys something off stream.
And Carlos knows where all my money goes, so.
I do, and we'll touch on that too. We're going to touch a lot. We have some time. I don't plan on going much more than an hour, around an hour, because I know it's late for you guys there. But I love talking Disney, and you guys know I love talking with you. But all right, so we've all done the tests. Some of you, I'll fill me in. Maybe all of you do a pre-night stay closer to the airport. I know that's a big. I know that's a big thing in the UK. Not like here in the States that there's multiple airports everywhere close to everybody. A couple hours drive, whatever it is. But all you guys do a pre-night stay at an airport, correct?
Yeah,
usually.
Was there a fear this year of doing that, of catching something there at that hotel, and saying, "No, we're not going anywhere"?
For us, it was a fear of going on the London Tube more than anything else.
And I saw that vlog, and that was.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that either in the evening before or the day itself. We've learned in the past, from our first trip to Walt Disney World, that first trip was a nightmare to do the travel through central London in the morning. So, yeah. But I mean, once we passed that test in the afternoon, we weren't worried about getting it again because we didn't have to, like all the other guys, we didn't have to test when we came back. So it was kind of a relief after we had that first initial test and staying in the hotel. It was just a nice, relaxing way to, you didn't have to get up really early the next day. You could just get up when at a normal time and, get into the airport.
Nice, and that's the same for the rest of you guys. Nobody concerns. Just get going.
No, for us, the only reason we normally, right? we only normally go for. We're just trying to avoid the M25 as much as we can because that's normally our issue.
Yeah, it gets busy in the morning.
All right, so we've all done that that pre-night stay. We're at the airport. Plane is in the air. I'm assuming. I know I would because I get them when I get in the car. You all know. Everybody should know by now. We drive to Disney. It's 20 hours. It's almost as long as you guys coming over from the UK. It takes me to get there. And I'm right here in the States, but it's a 20-hour drive. But it still happens to me after somewhere around 15 trips now where I still get goosebumps when I get in a car. Because like Gaz says, or when Pete, not Pete, oh my God. Ben said, it's going to take a few minutes, but when Ben said, when he landed in New York, that's when he knew it was real. You're here, you're in the States already. With me, it's when you get in the car, you get on that highway and it's like, we're going. Ethan is going to throw up 6 times. I'm going to eat different foods because, we don't have certain things up here. But the goosebumps hit. So I'm assuming you guys all had that. You had those feelings in there. But now the magic happens. You land. How many land at Mako Airport? And how many land at the international one, which I can't remember what the name of it is?
We were in Mako, yeah.
You're Mako, Rob and Darren. Gaz, are you guys Mako too?
Yeah,
everybody knows what I'm talking about. Mako is
Mako. No, it's MCO.
It massively
MCO,
threw me when you said Mako.
Yeah. That makes me think of SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a little confused there. MCO. Mako.
MCO. Yeah.
I call it Mako.
Yeah.
It's all about the carpet.
So nobody lands at Sanford, right? Everybody lands at MCO.
It's gone now. Sanford as an option's gone, Carlos. So it's moved to Melbourne now.
Yep.
Melbourne. Oh, you know what? Who just did somebody did a video on Melbourne. It was Barry. We'll touch on Barry soon a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody lands at MCO. How many of you rent car? How many of you take not the Disney Magical Express anymore? The pay out of your pocket, give me Mia's money, even though Mia's old Disney Magical Express at the time. I don't like the way they've done that, but how many of you rent cars? How many of you take the shuttle over to Disney World?
So pre-pandemic, we always took the shuttle, always. But due to the pandemic, we got hired a car, and we'll continue to hire a car from now onwards.
We would have liked to hire a car, but it was just too expensive, so we had to go the whole time.
Yeah.
We were lucky that we didn't have to get the big bus. We thought we were getting on the bus, but then we managed to get some really small express shuttle somehow. Basically, we were expecting to do the shared Mears bus, and a private kind of minivan turned up from Mears, and we were like, "Oh, we've only paid for the coach." So for us, that was our first time doing it as well. Yeah. We'd always had rental cars before, so this was the first time, and actually it was a good experience. Whether we want to do it again.
Yeah, we either get the shuttle, or we've got quite a few friends out there that usually come and grab us and pick us up. So we're quite fortunate, really.
Right.
But that Mears travel's quite reasonable. It's not too expensive, but it's just lots of pickups and lots of drop-offs. So
it's a bit like with Magical Express, though. We had the same. We used the Magical Express there and back in November, and I don't know, landing, it wasn't as magical as it was before. It took forever.
How long did it take the normal?
And that we were on the bus for about 40 minutes.
Yeah,
half an hour, 40 minutes before it left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was as Disney's Magical Express, but obviously it's still Mears.
I've only used at the time it was Magical Express, correct? We've only used it twice. I think we've used it twice as a family. And our first time, which was mine and my wife's solo trip together for our anniversary, we sat on a bus too for 30 to 40 minutes before it left. Wow. But I'm sorry, I'm no disrespect to anybody, but I was fine with it, just knowing I was there on that bus.
Yeah,
I mean, you're waiting, but
I think it was just because we've gotten that bus before, and it's been like 10 minutes. And we've just been used to that.
We got unlucky with the timings. We were the first. We were there as it pulled up, basically.
Yeah, us too, I guess, that one time. The second time I did it, I was by myself, and I had to basically bribe myself onto the bus because I changed flights, and I was sneaking in to surprise the family a day early. Thankfully, Disney accommodated and snuck me onto a bus. But if anybody that didn't understand what Gaz was saying, car hire, because you say that here in the States, I hired a car, it means you basically had a chauffeur, which Gaz can afford. But that's not. It's
car rental.
It's their term as a car rental. The first time I used to hear that too on Saturday discussions, like car hire or this, I'm like, wow, who the hell is hiring chauffeurs to drive them around? Then I caught on that it's all car rental. But isn't it so much nicer to have your car there than using just Disney transportation, especially for you guys who are here for 2 weeks.
Some of us are too chicken to drive. That's what it is.
Well,
I've changed my mind for our next trip. We've just been to Disneyland Paris, and it was the first time that I drove. So being on the wrong side of the road. And now, when they go to Florida next, I want a car. Just
You haven't booked one yet, and we're
I
going
know.
4 weeks.
I know. This year is not going to happen because every time I look at the prices, it's like £1,500.
It's very expensive to rent a car right now. It really is.
Next year is going to be when it will happen, hopefully.
But
for me,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, for me, it's very nerve-wracking because I don't drive in the UK, so I've got a license, but it's like 2 years apart every time I get in the car. And then I have to do my first driving experience after 2 years gap, and then drive from the airport all the way out to the hotels and stuff. So
it's also the parking fees now, though. That's kind of added on.
Yes, there is parking fees at the resorts, which is a bummer. It really is. Unless you are DVC, there is no cost for
and the hotels as well. Parking hotels.
Yeah, at the hotels. Yes. Yeah. Well, if you're staying on Disney property, parking at the parks is free because they're charging you at the hotel.
Yeah.
So, you only pay once. They're only for now. Chapek is only charging you once. It's possible.
We don't need to give them any more ideas.
No, it's possible. Cynthia, I'm sorry if I'm ignoring the chat because I'm trying to get through some questions and stuff. But if you do have questions for these fine folks, throw them into the comments. I'll try to get to them. But Cynthia, that hurts my feelings because I'll be honest with you. Even watching live streams, I love watching the roads in Disney. The highways, whatever it is, anything, driving by the entrances to resorts. I drive around Disney property just to drive on Disney property. And Cynthia just drove down with her daughter and she didn't like it. She's going back to Disney transportation. See, I don't like the buses. I don't. That's terribly. They took the free shuttle away from the airport because Disney's losing money. Oh wait, their profit margins have increased. Yes, Garrett, we know. It's all. We all know where it's going to.
Yeah.
Yes, Doug, they are bringing back minivans. I'm sure Gaz will hire a minivan to bring his family around. Gaz, eventually I'll stop. I doubt it, but eventually I will stop picking on you. No, it'll never happen. Don't ever take me serious. You know that.
When you say about driving all the way like 20 hours or whatever, I actually have visions of National Lampoon's Vacation. I love that film. Yes. So I have whole visions of a massive road trip and going to Wally World and
It's a great experience. I don't know how to compare it to anything in the UK because I don't know anything about the UK. But
well, you literally can't drive for 20 hours in the UK. Just to let you know, literally.
No,
you're going around in circles.
Unless you're on the M25.
It's one long highway here. Of the 20, well, it's 19, 20 hours. But let's say 20. Out of the 20 hours, I go west 2.5, and then I-4 another hour. So out of those 20 hours, 3.5 hours is going west. The rest is just one long highway south, and it's literally one highway south.
Wow.
There's a lot of Dunkin' Donuts on the way.
If you could find them, because there isn't many down south.
I love Dunkin' Donuts.
No, it's awful. Oh my God, no, yeah. Trust me, being a Dunkin' Donuts guy, being here in New England where it was founded, it's horrible. Edward Healy, a rental car over a bus full of tired kids is heaven after park closing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I let me get into my car where I can control my air condition and not smell everybody else besides my own family.
So, being the person who has the tired child, also, no one understands stress, like trying to put a buggy down when the bus turns up. That is stress like no other man's ever witnessed in their life. You can see, there's just couples of literally all arguing as like, I don't understand how this thing falls down. And then they're getting on the bus and they're dragging it like this. They're like, come on, get it on, because there's people behind us. And
the rest of us find that rather amusing, to be honest.
Well, do you really find it amusing, or are you trying to help this bugger so you can get on that bus and get back to your resort?
Nah, because I'm always first one there.
See, I get aggravated with those people. Seriously, you haven't learned how to shut your damn thing down already, your stroller.
They come apart.
He said buggy. If anybody didn't know what buggy was, stroller. We're going to do a lot of translations. We do have a question. We're going to ask this question real quick before I get – oh, my goddamn computer. Get to the next thing. What's everyone's thoughts on no masks on planes? Good, bad, or do what makes you happy?
Yes,
I'm good. Thank God. It's about time.
Didn't bother me.
Yeah. For
Bothered
me,
me on the way back when I was trying to sleep.
But
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
worst
But other
bit.
than that,
Last time I flown, which was last year during my solo trip, I kept a bottle right next to my mouth just so I can keep my mask down. I'm drinking, folks. Just so I didn't have to wear a mask. Yes,
Carlos,
I cheated my way.
You're
Yes.
not one of them guys.
Well,
You're the
I-
guy I look at in the plane and go, "You're an idiot."
That's fine.
did you ever think when you were vlogging, you had your camera and you think, am I catching people behind us not wearing masks when they should be? And it's just, it made me
Yeah.
laugh.
I mean, the problem I had with it is Ollie caught COVID from the plane. So like, I when that happened, I was annoyed because there were people around at the time that weren't wearing masks, and I was just like he's caught that because someone was doing what they shouldn't do. But I suppose that. But now that the world's going back, I can appreciate that like people want the freedoms back. So like I'll go with the rules. Whatever the rules say, I'm fine with.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had mine on when students
No,
were
you're
telling me to put it
backtracking
on.
now,
When she
Carlos.
realized I wasn't drinking.
Backtracking now. Now there's a child that's caught COVID. It's all different.
No, listen, I'll tell you right now, I cheated. Guys, and just to touch on that real quick, not to jump off subject, but my son caught it in school, and they had
Yeah.
masks on all day long. So
Yeah.
you really don't know if it was that one person being a jerk like myself.
No, you're right. Yeah,
Well,
you're completely
yeah,
right.
so.
And I think that we're at this stage. I mean, like back in November compared to what we are now, like
Yeah.
COVID's a completely different beast. Like we had Delta, we got Omicron. We can go on for this forever, but like compared to what it was back then, it's completely different. And at the end of the day, the world's got to get used to it now. So
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the new normal. But let's get
Yeah.
off of that because we don't want to stick on Rona and Delta and Omicron and Big Macs and Whopper Juniors and whatnot. As you can tell, I'm getting hungry. So let's lead into that. Well, then let's not lead into that because we've landed. We have gone under the gate. We all know the big gate, the big sign. Anybody like the new paint job? I know Ben and Becky,
Yes.
you got to see the new paint job.
yeah, I like the new paint job.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it.
Yeah.
I think it's
I don't like
it's the
change.
colour. See, this is where a lot of people have that issue. They don't like change, but actually, it looks fresh.
You're talking about the castle?
No, I'm talking about the,
The signs.
the
Yeah.
signs
The
on the
big-
way in.
the
Oh,
gateway.
yeah. Yeah, they're blue now, right?
They're blue now, and it's nice and fresh and neat.
No, bring back the
The
purple.
street signs going from purple to blue, I am totally against.
I haven't seen them yet.
I don't
in
know
real life, so
why
I'll
they
let you know
changed the
later.
purple signs.
I don't mind.
No.
It's to match the entrance sign.
It's been 2 years since we were there from November, and it was like I would take anything. At that point, it was like get me back on Disney property, whether it's a blue sign or a purple sign.
It could have
It
been
did.
falling down. We wouldn't have cared.
But we've all right, so we've all gone under there. Some of us like the new paint job, some don't. Did everybody stay on property these recent trips?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So we're pulling into our resorts. Let's go around real quick. Where have we stayed, Gaz? Gaz, make it quick because I know you stood like 8 resorts just your last
That's
week.
weird.
okay, so December we stayed at Saratoga Springs. Done.
Well,
That was
easy.
December, but this last trip you stood at 3 different resorts, correct?
Yeah, we stayed at Pop Century. We stayed at Riviera, and we stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Nice. Darren, Rob?
Well, first visit Pop Century, second visit Coronado. Coronado Springs. Then this trip we went for Caribbean Beach for the first time, and wasn't
You
sure
guys
what
have
to
been
expect.
twice? You guys have been twice already?
No, we've been This is the history of our resort stay.
No, all right. So since the,
Sorry, Carl. You can't follow instructions.
what's in Orangeburg? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So you've been once. All right. So you've been once. So you're coming up
Just
on your
once
next trip.
recently, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Caribbean
this
Beach.
recent trip you stood at where?
So in November, we stayed at Kidani Village and at Saratoga. But next week, we're staying at, can't remember.
He's
And it's
unexcited.
only next week. He doesn't know where he's checking in.
That's Western.
It's all right. Pip will.
Yeah, she will. She'll be here in a minute. We're staying at the Grand Floridian. So I know that.
Oh,
Are you really? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Monorail.
Ben?
Okay, November was complicated because
So
we'd
we
booked it 2 weeks out.
We stayed at Polynesian, Caribbean Beach Resort,
No, Coronado.
Coronado Springs, even Grand Estina Tower, Kidani Village, and Copper Creek.
Wow, I thought
All
Gaz,
in
Over
12
12 days.
Wow.
Thankfully,
you might not
in
be
May-
the richest ones here right now. Hold on.
Because the original plan was the trip we'd cancelled 2 weeks before was supposed to be 10 days at Boardwalk, which we rented out literally on the day that they announced the borders were opening.
Right, Nick? Pete has taken over from Gaz, Mr. Monopoly here.
I've remembered. It's Beach Club.
Oh,
nice.
Speaking of Beach
Grand
Club,
Floridian Beach Club, nothing major. You know.
here's Mr. Beach Club himself. This our dreams.
Yeah.
Jeff is in the house, one of my partner channels. My other partner channel, I know he ninja watches. I know he's watching. Pete McDevitt Show, doing his sports thing every day. Baseball, basketball, even that lousy football they have right now, American football. Not the good football like we watch, but yeah, I know Suzanne, right? Grand Floridian, fancy.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
Hoping
3
for that
nights.
next year.
3 nights in a 1-bed villa.
Ooh,
Very nice.
Ooh, 1-bedroom villa. Gas. I'm gonna move Mr. Monopoly up there to you.
Going
the
up in
money
the world.
I need the money next to me right now. All right, so we've all gone into our resorts then. Check-in as smooth as you guys all remember from previous times?
Yeah.
Probably easier because it was done on the app, so we just went straight to our room.
We would have gone straight to the room, but we didn't know where to go, so we had to go and ask someone for directions. But apart from that,
Did any of you go to now, I don't know when you all landed, but did everybody go to a park that very first day? Did you guys drop the bags off? I don't care if it's in somebody else's room. I don't care if John, the handyman, is holding my bags outside. I'll get them when I come back. Did we all go running to a park that first trip back?
Yes.
Yes.
We had a friend waiting for us in at Epcot.
It was what?
Yeah.
Was it
I waited-
9 o'clock
It was
at night?
8, 9 o'clock at night.
Some
and it
other
was like-
people waited for you at Epcot too, but you didn't want to come over.
We did eventually.
Yeah. Well, why? Because I had to tell you Nate Pigeon tomorrow was with us. That's sad. And I
We
had you
literally
on
just
my
got
stream.
back to
Nate,
the
I know
hotel
you're
room.
watching too, because Nate Ninja watches
Yeah.
too. Nate, you know the story because you were there. But so where was everybody's first park, and what was that feeling like?
well, we literally had about half an hour before it was closing. Yeah, we dropped the bags off at about 8 o'clock and then dashed onto the Skyliner for the very first time, and then went to Hollywood Studios. And we were going to try and get on a ride, but we couldn't get on anything. It was too late. But we were really hungry. And just really excited to be in the parks as well and just get that whole vibe of the parks.
We
So
actually ran through Hollywood Studios.
yeah,
So it's like,
to the 2. Yeah.
Pete, where'd you go?
I think we were staying at Kidani, so we're only sort of 5 minutes away from Animal Kingdom.
Right.
So that's a no-brainer. Just zip round there. It's only 5 minutes on the bus.
Only.
Yeah.
Too long on a bus. Gaz is a little upset. He got moved. Let me put him back up here.
No, it's fine, Carlos. You know, you got your favorites. It's okay. No, we didn't. Just because we got delayed on the flight out, so we ended up getting there too late, and we're just like, right, let's reset and get ready for tomorrow. And then the next day we just went to Magic Kingdom.
Nice. And Ben and Beck already said they went to Epcot their first day to see friends.
We caught glimpses of a Harmonious.
Yeah, we went to see Harmonious.
Glimpses. Cynthia, Carlos didn't hook me up with Nate. Dang. You were there with look, Jeff's right here, who knows Nate as well as I do. I might have his phone number. I don't know if Jeff does, but Jeff could have hooked you up to see Nate, and he was there with you. So next time, Cynthia, next time, I'll let him know you're there for you to go say hi. So we're in the parks, first day, next day, whatever. First ride that you guys had to run to. Doesn't mean that first day, but what was that ride you hadn't ridden in 2 years, dying to go on, and once you got there, it was like, thank God, here we are.
I think it was Big Thunder for us
Yeah. I'm fairly certain it was.
because we had that Disney interview thing.
Yeah.
First thing, and it was like, we'll wait around the castle for a bit, and then it was like, where do we go next? Or where do we go first?
Big Thunder Mountain, always. Yes. Big Thunder.
we had, like I say, it was half an hour before closure. The person, we were talking to somebody at the guest services, and they said to try and get on rise resistance in the last half hour. So that's why we ran through the park. Only to get there to find a mass crowd, and it had broken down. So,
No.
but the first ride we did get on was Mickey's Runaway Train the next day. Yeah, rope drop. Yeah. And actually, we did it with one of the guys, Ed Healy, who just made a comment in there before. We met up with those guys first thing in the morning and did that. So that was quite a good ride to go on.
Good start.
Yeah, which we hadn't done before.
You hadn't done them before. You hadn't done Mickey's Railway.
Mickey's,
that's
no.
right. Yeah,
We'd also, we missed Rise Resistance by 2 weeks as well. The previous time we were there 2 years before, but yeah.
All right, let me touch on this because somebody mentioned Ohana. Actually, no. Let me skip food because we'll save food for the end, even though we're getting close to the end. But I want to touch on this because I am a big don't like it, don't want to use it. We'll never pay for it. But how many of you use Genie? Gaz already like every day. How many of you use? How many of you use Genie Plus? What did you think of it? Will you do it again this coming trip?
We used it once.
We used it once, and we might use it towards the end of the holiday if we feel like we haven't done a lot of the rides that we want to do, and it might hopefully help with that. But
I think we've worked out we'd rather pay for the individual rides than we would pay for the full day.
Mostly just Rise of the Resistance, to be fair.
And Guardians,
Right.
Probably.
Yeah, and Guardians.
Pete, did you use it at all?
No, I didn't. We've got no need really to do that sort of thing. Because I, like Darren and that, I get a DAS pass because I've got ankylosing spondylitis. So
yeah,
I get chronic fatigue and my joints start flaring up if I'm standing around for so long. So, I mean,
That's
the
right.
advantage of a DAS pass is you just haven't got a queue. That's the only advantage you get. So, but you can walk around and do other stuff while waiting for your ride to become available. So,
we use it as well, and I know Darren and Rob have one as well. But people have combined both of them. You having a DOS and paying for Genie Plus. Darren, did that ever cross your mind to do using both?
Yes, we had a rocky relationship with Genie Plus. we started off with the DAS Pass, and that's always great for us. It takes so much stress out of my day, and everybody who's with us, it makes it an easy day for them. But Genie Plus, we did it about a handful of times.
I think about 3 times, maybe 3 times.
But we didn't really plan ahead. We didn't think about what we were doing. And I'd say at least 50% of those, we used it too late in the day. And it was really only good if you were going to be doing rope drop from the start, if you're going to be up early and good to go. Most times we used it, we probably only got 2 rides out of it, if that.
Yeah, we didn't make the most of it, to be honest.
No. But we will be doing it next time because it's part of our package. So,
all right.
Okay, improved.
Now, Gaz, you're last, but I know you've used it because Gaz was live he was the first trip, not this last trip, and it upset me.
We moved
I needed
around.
I needed my fake morning talk. I mean, morning talk take 2. But I know you used it. I know you had the Genie Plus. So, and I know you liked it. So, give us your take on it.
No. Right, okay. I'll give my honest opinion on Genie Plus right now. It sucks. It sucks really bad, and it's a horrible, horrible, horrible system. That is, and I'm not going to mix my words on it. It's terrible.
I agree with you.
But at some points you need to use it. I think that's the problem you have with it. I think
what points? I mean, when your honest opinion, because that's what I love about you as well. Your honest opinion. When is the time to use Genie Plus? So I would say my opinion would be Magic Kingdom only. That's when you know it's going to be a busy because it's got the most rides. That's my opinion.
Yeah, the problem you have with the system overall is that it takes control away from the user and is fully in Disney's hands. So for you to try and plan your day is near on impossible with that system. You can get lucky or you can get unlucky, and that's the problem with it. Like back when you had Fast Pass Plus, you could have a chilled out day and you could be like, you know what, I know I'm going to go in the evening, I've got free rides, I'm going to enjoy them free rides, and I'm done. You can do what you want during the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, you're fine because you've planned it. It's near on impossible to do that with Genie Plus because you have to start to become some kind of psychic to be like, right, wait a minute, this ride's creeping up every hour, every like half an hour. And this one's creeping up every 2 hours, every half an hour. So we need to make sure in 2 hours' time that we book this one and not this one. Because if we don't do it quick enough, that's going to go and that's not going to go. And it's just ridiculous how you've got to try and plan. So the only time I think it's beneficial to use Genie Plus is in the first 2 hours of the day.
Really?
And the reason I say that is if you go into the park and you, let's say, for example, right, you're on there first 7 o'clock in the morning, you book your ride. You want to book the biggest ride you possibly can do and get it right at the start of the day. If you do that, you can have a great day. Because what will happen is you'll arrive in the park. Let's say, for example, it's half an hour after the park opens. So you go and you rope drop a big ride. And then you've got another ride waiting there for you straight away. So there's 2 big rides done within the first half an hour. As soon as you've checked in for Genie Plus, you can make another selection. And you keep doing that up until 2 hours. But after that, so let's say, for example, the park then, let's say it opens at 9, and at 11 o'clock, every man and his dog can make another selection. And that's when Genie Plus fails. Because then first 2 hours, not everyone's making selections. So you've got the pick of the bunch. You can be like, bang, 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 bang. And you can get so many rides done in that first 2 hours. And then as soon as that 2 hour window hits, everyone picks a second. And then everything rises.
Yep.
Right.
And at that point, you've got to make a decision. Do you stay in the park? Do you start stacking for another park later on in the day? Or do you give up and you leave?
I think to add to that, anybody if you have someone in the party who's kind of in control of it and is responsible for it, it sucks the life out of their day because they essentially spend the whole day looking at a phone.
Yeah.
You told me off quite a few times because you pointed a camera at me and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, I'm trying to get as something to, attraction, anything, and it really sucks the life out.
Yeah, I think the problem is you spend $15. But it's one of those things that sometimes you go in later in the day, you decide, I'll buy Genie in the middle of the day, but then everything's gone. And it's like Disney have now said they only expect you to get 2 or 3 attractions per day.
Yeah. It's a 5-hour ride.
It's like Nick says here, does it not take away from the experience in the parks as you're always on your phone? And Cynthia said the same thing.
Darren
She
says,
felt like she was on her phone.
Like Darren says, like if you've got one person. Let's say, for example, you've got a party of 15 people, right? And this one person is in charge of making sure that then 15 people have a good day. That's a lot of stress to be putting on someone when you're supposed to be on holiday.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the stress, all that type of stress should be before you go, not during the day, because it does take away. Like there's days where Genie Plus doesn't go how you want it to go, so your day sucks.
Yeah. Alex says it too. From the UK, when you get it half price with a 14-day ticket, I think it's a fair value.
That's what we've got for our next trip. So we're going to see how it goes. Have a better relationship, hopefully.
I think it's not bad, but then you've got the choice of what days you use it on. After when, for our experience, I think we'd only do maybe 1 day a park of the trip, so maybe 4 days.
Maybe only maximum. 2 if we split park.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used it twice on our last trip.
Let me change this real quick because we're scrapping for time here. It's already 4:53 on my end, 9:53 on your end. Food. Let's get into food. Love my food. I saw watching a lot of vlogs. Pete was live every day. I like what Pete was doing. Little videos out every day and talking about their day. So I was keeping track of food. Is it what you remember? Did anybody try something different? Is there something you want to try this coming trip that you haven't? Are you going? Do you have reservations for something new?
What we did forget, how good the Satuli canteen food is.
Oh, yes.
When we went back, because it's such a different genre of food from anything else in the park, apart from the Yak and Yeti. And Animal Kingdom has a more variety, I think. But having some stuff in Satuli canteen was sort of a really good experience, and I recommend it to anyone.
Isn't it sad? Well, it is sad that my wife and I still haven't tried it. But yet, you want to laugh even more. But yet, I have mobile ordered it 3 times now for friends of ours who are there. Jeff, This Our Dream streaming, and Mouse Talk. While they're streaming, let me order them lunch. I have
Don't
ordered that
mobile order.
restaurant at least
Don't
3
mobile
times.
order it. Don't mobile. Just walk up and purchase it.
There, Pete, to buy it. So I have mobile ordered it 3 times for friends, and I have never had it myself. So that's weird. That's weird in itself. But everybody else, what did you miss that you had to have, that you did have, and what's coming up? The next trip that you want.
The dining plan. That's what I missed.
Well, yeah, same here. But
Joffrey's donut.
Food. What meal, guys? Don't push it like
that. Ohana's amazing. There's still. I think we could probably all say that there's bits that when we went that were missing still during the stay, and it's little things like at Ohana the coconut race. Like where they go around and they have the broomsticks and the kids go around and with I miss stuff like that. And the ukulele player wasn't there when we went for the first time. He was when we went last time. So I think it was an adapted experience, which I want it to return back to how it was.
It was a little bit like the ketchup at Whispering Canyon.
Yeah.
You don't get all the bottles delivered to your table.
Yeah.
Still a good experience.
That's true.
But
the cast members made up for that. For when there was things that were missing, they just seemed to be. It was just so great to experience sort of Disney dining again.
Mm.
For every good experience of food you have there's always one that disappoints as well.
Yeah.
So
let me. I want to know what yours was, but Darren and Rob, I know you guys had. Oh my God! At Hollywood Studios, you had.
Primetime.
Primetime. Thank you. I'm like, why couldn't it skip in my mind? And that was your first time there, for both of you.
Well, yeah, because we've had 2 years. So our last trip to Disney, one of our biggest regrets was not trying more food, and so we've had 2 years during COVID of seeing everybody else's, blogs and ideas, what were good places. So we basically saved up money for this, and we went. We're booking a sit-down restaurant every day. We're there, hopefully. Maybe even 2 some days. And we literally did like 14, 15.
Yeah, we did a lot of really good restaurants. So we did the Space 220. We did everything. We tried everything. So it was a lot of nice food. But
it also made us kind of go, but there's all these other places down for next time. So we're kind of already thinking of where we're going next time, where will we visit, go back to. Ohana is yet again the one that we regret we had to cancel on this trip, and that's the second time we've done that. So next time that's like top of the list. But yeah, we ate really well, really, really well.
I find that my wife and I found it this last trip that that was loud. That if we have one sit down per day, that's got to be Pete. If we have one sit down per day,
special guest appearance coming now.
That we feel better throughout the day. We're not hungry. Where we had one day, there she is. Grab some headphones. That where we found if we had quick service all day long, we were always hungry. I don't know if that's the same for all of you.
No, I think so.
Depends on the park as well.
Yeah.
Certain parks we could snack all day on quick service and bits and bobs.
I mean, one thing I will say, I know this is like strictly Disney, but one thing I will say, we did visit Universal twice. All
right, fine. Go ahead.
You'll like this.
My point is that I was surprised at how terrible the Universal food was, to be honest, compared to the Disney food. So I was actually surprised at how bad. I mean, I don't think I complained about any of the food that we had at any of the Disney parks, but the Universal food was unbelievably awful the whole time. So that was, That was
I don't think we ever had a bad meal out there that I can think.
No.
Well,
we were a bit disappointed with Deluxe Burger.
Yeah, that's true. We've had it before, and it just wasn't as good as I remember.
We tried a lot of new stuff.
But Topolino's Terrace for breakfast was amazing.
Really good.
And now the characters, you can now hug them again. I'm thinking that might make an appearance. And we booked that on the day.
We did.
We hadn't booked that one before.
That character breakfast is amazing.
Yeah.
We did that, and yeah, it was awesome.
Is
Definitely
there
do that again.
is there anything that you've done these last couple of trips that you will never do again? That you said, like Pete said, so for every great meal, there's a bad meal. What was the bad experience, or be it food, be it Genie Plus, be it whatever that you
Chicken guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken
Chicken
guy
guy.
for us. Really weird.
Really disappointed
loads of
with
people
it.
hyped it up, and I have to admit, we've had so much better chicken in the UK.
I've had better chicken from McDonald's.
Wow.
And it may have been an off day for chicken guy. It just didn't seem right.
It's like they'd pounded the chicken breast completely flat, and it was just bread.
Yeah.
You get more
No.
chicken in the chicken select.
But the
than I
sauces
did
were
there.
good. That was the only good thing I can say about chicken guy.
I'm trying to think if we had anything that was.
Oh, deluxe burger before we said they need to be well done.
Yeah, we've had burgers from Deluxe Burger that weren't. I mean, they cooked them rare, but this was literally crawling out of the bun when we had it. So that was a really bad experience.
Always ask for it well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my wife. She asked for it burnt. Teddy Ewart Foundation. Yes. Polite Pig is my go-to. Got to go to Polite Pig. So.
Gideon's
Their
was
mac
good.
and cheese.
It's really good. Yeah.
Mac and cheese, polite pig.
I think
yeah.
Polite Pig's on our list for next time we go.
Yes.
Did we all get a chance to go to Gideon's?
Yes.
It's really good.
Couldn't be
I
bothered.
will
did
not
you?
wait. I will not wait in that line for a
Oh, we didn't wait. What we did
got
is
virtual queue.
virtual queue. Then we went and had
had
dinner at
dinner.
Deluxe Burger, and then by the time we'd had dinner, it was to walk back around. We went straight in.
We queued on Valentine's Day morning,
Yeah.
and it ended up being quite a nice experience because the two ladies who we stood next to were from Disneyland in California, and one of them worked in Tomorrowland in California, and the other one used to be an Imagineer, and we ended up just chatting the whole time, and it was an amazing experience. And you weren't interested in it to start off with, really. You weren't kind of.
It was quite cold, so I didn't want to wait in the line. I kind of walked around and did some B-roll filming. He waits in the line.
But we have craved Gideon's since we've come back, like big time.
Yeah.
I don't know what to put in it, but it's
Yes. Any bad experience, or I mean, you've all been multiple times. So, but since you've been back, any bad experience that you say, yeah, we're not doing this, and we're not doing this next time. We're not coming here. Or eating things.
To be honest, I mean, there's some that you just go, oh, okay, it was all right, but like it's not going to be on a come back again list.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's been anything that's been truly shocking that we've gone like this is horrendous.
Right.
We had to wait a while for a mobile order at Gasparilla's at Grand Floridian.
Yes.
Last time that took forever, and our burger it just looked horrible once it'd been sitting there for like half an hour.
Which is weird because we've usually get pretty good service, and the last time we were there when we mobile ordered, it was really quick.
Yeah.
Jill had asked. I wanted to go back up to this, but Jill had asked if any of you guys were going to have the fish and chip at United Kingdom and Epcot.
Ollie had that last time.
we have done. It's if you go to the outside stall rather than inside the pub, that's better.
We really enjoyed it. We thought it was really good fish and chips, actually. So yeah, better than most.
We might try that this time.
I've heard mixed reviews. I still haven't tried it, but yeah. I noticed my wife just said something. Cynthia, our last trip, they sat us up at a window. At Ohana. Ohana, we had window seats for Ohana and fireworks going off. Yeah, that's a hell of an experience. Love that restaurant. Guy Fieri's overrated. Try Nando's. Still haven't tried Nando's. Nowhere next to me. Pipper's taking over for Pete. Pete is gone.
Yes. So I'm still in my dance gear, but never mind.
As we're coming to the end of the stream.
Saving the best for last.
Yeah, we're saving the best for last. But it is 5 past. We're gonna go a couple more minutes if that's all right with you guys. Just so I can give you some time. But floor is yours. What would you like to talk about or let us know? Trip coming over from England. For anybody watching from the UK that hasn't come over, that will be coming over. An experience in Disney, anything is yours. We'll go around. Gaz.
Crowds.
They're bad right now. I
think that's it. I think like both times that we've been, have been the busiest that we've witnessed, and I understand why, because there's pent up demand right now of like just this people that have been wanting to go, the one-off trips that have been from 2020, 2021, they brought them in now. There's the likes of there's free panelists there that are DVC that are just like, well, we have to go X amount of times, otherwise we lose the points. And then the people that just go on a yearly basis that actually, because they haven't gone anywhere for 2 years, can now go 2 times or potentially can go 3 times. And like, I think for the next year, you've got these people that are like, we can go. And I think the experience that you're going to get there is crowds, lots of them. And you can kind of navigate around them to a certain extent, but you can't not see them.
Beauty is back.
What a gentleman telling the woman to stand up so we can see.
Yeah.
Away.
I've been on my feet all night anyway. So.
Guys, what I tell people about crowds, because we watch all these live streams. Well, I watch all these live streams, especially Jeff and Walt. What I tell everybody and even close friends is, it's just normal. The thing is, we haven't seen this in 2 years because of the pandemic. It's a remembrance. Do you remember how it was? Gas is not a no, but it was crowded 3 years ago, guys.
Yeah.
Not like this, Carlos. Not like this.
You don't think so?
No. You could walk around Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
You could walk around and you could there's certain days, don't get me wrong, there's certain days you can go into parks and parks are busy. But to the extent that they are this time around, I mean, like I said, we've just come back from the trip in Easter holidays, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like
March, I've always found March and April to be the busiest time, and people that have been more than I can speak differently about it, but it's spring break here. Every college is taking their turn of being off. High schools and elementary schools, whatever. Like right now, my kid's home all week. A lot of people are down in Disney this week from up here in New England. So, of course, it's going to be busy in March and April. But like Jeff just said, it's the new normal. Yeah. It's. I don't know if it'll ever slow down.
No,
it will. It will.
I think we might get adjusted to it, because I think there's going to be so much coming up the next year that I think Disney are going to bring crowds in, because as we know, restrictions are completely lifting. But you've got Guardians coming up. We're going to be out there when it opens, and that's going to be
2 days after it opens.
Yeah, we're not sure what that week's going to be like, and then you're going to have Tron later this year, early next year. There's going to be something that
next year
is
24. I mean 23.
Yeah,
it ain't no.
It'll open at some point.
Yeah, some point.
Yeah, I think going back to the point that I mentioned earlier on, though, I think like people have an abundance of money because they couldn't spend it during the pandemic, and I think right now Disney are riding that wave, and they're doing a very good job. The prices are going up, the portion sizes are going down, and actually right now they're not seeing the true damage of that because of the pent up demand. And I think actually, coming 2 years' time, you're going to start to see a different Disney, because I think the decisions that they're making now are actually going to have an impact on their audience further down the line. They just can't see it yet because there's that many people that want to get to the parks.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
true.
Totally agree. 100%. AAA Sparkles, welcome in. And I saw Contessa Wright coming in early. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello. I appreciate it. We're hanging out here with our UK friends, a few of them. There's a couple that, again, I didn't upgrade. So I could only have 6 people on. And the reason there's only 4, because I actually have another window open with myself. So I have 2 of me here, even though you can only see 1. But there is some others. We'll do this again with some other friends. I know CNL Wandering are heading down soon over. So, I'd like to catch up with them too. Darren, Rob, again, floor is yours. Anything you'd like to say about your recent trip that I might have missed? Something? Floor is yours.
It's kind of fitting on the same thing about trends of crowds. We booked February specifically, beginning of February, because it's always been a case of the quietest time of year, etc. And we thought we'd like to try that. And yeah, it's all gone out the window. So it is definitely the new normal for at least the next 2 years, I'd say. I'd say with travel, this is our first time staying in a resort where we had the Skyliner access. So that was really good because we didn't have the car this time. So the Skyliners definitely work. It becomes a bit more complicated, especially from somewhere like the Caribbean,
when you have to get the bus, because sometimes the bus is good, but sometimes it just doesn't turn up. Sometimes it's early, and you get there for the time where it's supposed to be, and then it's turned up 5 minutes early, or you can see it driving off when you're 5 minutes early. So, the Skyline is awesome, but the buses aren't always so awesome. And then sometimes, they're a lot more frequent from other resorts when you're at the resort trying to get back to your hotel. And
I think for me, the cast members have had to put up with so much hassle, and we've probably had the best service from cast members in this last trip.
Yeah, we didn't have any bad cast member experiences. Yeah, for sure.
They had patience of saints. Let's put it that way.
They definitely do.
Yeah, they were tested daily, and we saw it, and we were just really, really privileged to be in the parks, and we were really pleased with the way we were treated. So they're doing a really good job. For me, they are doing a really good job.
Awesome. Pete, floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, so we're off next week, next Friday. So yeah,
I think we should let Pip.
birthday.
I think we should give Pippa
Yeah.
the floor. Pippa wasn't here. Pippa,
all right,
anything you.
Well, 'cause people know what to do.
Is that Pippa knows where you're staying?
Yeah.
At least Pippa knows where you're staying. Yeah, but Pippa, no, just to touch on your last trip, your upcoming trip, bad experience, good experiences.
But yeah,
You'd like to
that was the
roll out there.
experience. That half a sandwich and a Kit Kat for afternoon tea on the
BA,
way in
yeah.
premium. Not good enough, BA. Half a sandwich and a bloody Kit Kat. And the absolute clown circus that was coming home as well, because we didn't put this on a vlog, but we had to pre-book the test because you had to do a PCR when you got home, as I'm sure all the Brits will remember. And we pre-booked the PCRs, and Amazon emailed Pete and said, "We've delivered them. Here's a picture. They're sitting on your front doorstep." We were like, "Oh my days, it's the week before Christmas. Please don't leave something on the front doorstep." So I got hold of my dad over here and said, "Dad, could you just pop round and poke them behind the bins or put them over the back gate or something?" Of course, Dad texts me back a few hours later and says, "There's nothing on your front doorstep, but there's already something tucked behind the bins." So we thought, oh, the Amazon guy must have seen his senses and put it somewhere sensible. So we didn't think about it. Got home.
this is a long story.
It will make sense though. Got home. The parcel behind the bin was something I'd ordered anyway. It wasn't the tests. No sign of the tests. Tests not anywhere. So we're freaking out because it's illegality. You had to take these tests. You weren't allowed to leave your home until you got the result. We're freaking out. We're meant to go back to work. Yada, yada, yada. Long story. Well, very long story being very long. Checked with all the neighbours. They hadn't seen anything. The neighbour next door to us, who's an old bloke on his own, had gone fishing. Several hours later, he comes back. I went round to him and went, "Wally, I'm not being funny. Did you take anything off our front doorstep?" "Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got a parcel for you." "Could you not have put a note through the door and told us you had a parcel?" Because he knew we were away. So I literally ripped them out of his hands. And we had to do these PCRs, which then got to the company late on the Saturday, which means I didn't get my result until when was
Took a
it?
week.
Tuesday evening. Pete didn't get his till Wednesday lunchtime. It was a mess.
Yeah, but Pippa, what was behind the bin? Was it wax melt?
No, it was a.
Your dad said, haven't you?
It was no. It was a. What was it? It was a makeup pouch. So it wasn't wax melt.
Let me tell.
So and then after all that, Pete was negative and I was positive.
Oh boy.
But I was completely asymptomatic. I was jumping about doing workout videos, but apparently I was. Was I really positive? Who knows?
Best laid plans.
So next week, beach club, cruise, G-Flow. Watch out for the mini vlogs.
G-Flow.
Deep flow. I can't wait for the mini vlog. I love the mini vlog.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben and Becca.
Oh. Okay, that trip was amazing. It really was.
It was.
It feels weird for such a long time ago now. Now we're focusing on
The next one.
Yeah.
I think it's taken that moment. We've all spent 2 years of wanting to go back. It's finding that moment when it's crowded, when it's busy, finding somewhere just to sit and just take it all in. People watch, grab a coffee, grab something to eat, just watch and just you see those moments. You see people, I don't know, getting engaged, all the sort of special photos, people watching, seeing the castle for the first time. It's just magical.
Cuddle. We can cuddle the characters as well.
I can't wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I've already kind of Winnie the Pooh and Mickey
We
Mouse in
missed that
Disneyland
by
Paris.
4
But...
days. That's a touching
no.
bit.
Yeah. Wait, I know. I'm sorry. I'm the bad guy right now. Didn't even touch on that. As of yesterday, you can hug a character, even though you guys had it at Disneyland Paris now for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, something like
3
that?
weeks,
2-3 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. So yes,
March-ish.
that's something to look. I will admit that I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to running. I am thinking of maybe even causing trouble and picking one up by the rear end and something might go viral. Who knows? Like I said, motivation.
I think it's going to take those character breakfasts and the character meals are going to be something I think we're going to focus on more.
Does that mean we're going to have to relook at our
possible
lists?
Yeah. If Topolino's becomes available, I think we'll book it.
Pasca.
All right, guys. It is 5:15. If you are just popping in now, I apologize. There's 28 wonderful people here, but we're about to sign off real quick. Catherine will be welcome in. Mike Cabral from Canada, welcome in. I apologize if I missed your questions, but I had a bunch of my own, and I wanted to give these lovely folks their time on the floor to just let them talk. Because one, you all love their accents, and two, I just like hearing what they have to say. We didn't also get to touch on, and I'll ask him off stream. Darren buys everything, and when I mean everything, I mean everything. I'm sure a bunch of crap was mailed home. I'm sure some of it hasn't even showed up. And I can see the sweat coming down Rob's head right now because he knows I'm right. And even now, after the trip, he still sweats talking about everything Darren bought. I apologize. We're not going to do that on stream. What is it?
Multiple boxes, and we're going to have multiple hauls. Multiple haul videos, yes. That's how bad it is.
I believe it. Again, guys, the link is to everyone's channel here is in the description. Nobody's been, Gaz went live every once in a while from home, but everybody is putting out vlogs for their streams, from their trips. Still vlogs coming out from these, from the trips. And the trip, Ben and Becca's was like 6 months ago, 5 months ago. Everybody else was
guys.
Our series finished last.
Yeah.
Last one's done. We're now on to our Disneyland Paris ones.
Well, everybody wants to see Disneyland Paris. Well, I don't know. But go check them out. Go check all of them out because there's always stuff. And like Pete just said, he'll be going live, not live, but mini vlogs coming out every day from the parks. I like what they do. And Gaz, I think is back. What, next month? You're back. I mean, you're going every month, right? Every 2 months.
Something might be in the works. We'll see.
I'm sure, but remind us of your next trips, Gaz. I mean, you don't have to, but Darren and Rob, you're heading out real soon.
We're doing September.
If you don't want to be direct, later on this year.
We're September for doing Halloween for the first time, so we are doing Halloween big time, and we're pretty much like this last trip. We're saving. We're going for it. We're just gonna enjoy it, savor every moment.
You guys doing Universal as well?
Yes.
Oh my God! Okay, we'll do another stream next week and just talk Universal, just to make everybody happy. Besides myself, I haven't been in 15 years and I have no intentions. 16 years and no care to go.
Yeah, we've treated ourselves, Carlos. So we have definitely treated ourselves this next time. So
good. That's all. Listen, you can't take it with you, so
no,
use it now.
I'll try.
Rob's like, he can't. I'd love to take it with me. Darren won't let me. Pete and Pippa heading down in 11 days, 9 days?
Next Friday.
Next week, next Friday.
Next Friday, heading back down. That's awesome. I love those countdowns. Ben and Becca, we're going back in a month?
Yeah, 29th of May for 2 weeks. And we're doing Universal as well.
Guardians.
Nice.
Guardians.
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 Yep. Can't wait. We even though we're at Universal, I've booked Epcot Park Pass Day for our first day, just in case I can get a lightning lane.
Yep.
Nice. And cast members have been on Guardians already, and I have heard from their mouth, his mouth, you have something to look forward to. I will try it once. I have seen what the ride is technically going to be like. I will try it once just to say I did it, but I'm sure I will never go again because I know what bothers me and what doesn't. But one of my partner channels, This Our Dreams, has a DVC preview. So I'm sure if they allow streaming, I know cast members were not allowed to video or take pictures. They were not allowed. Does that mean everybody else won't once it's officially opened? Who knows? But go check out, subscribe to This Our Dreams, because I'm sure he will stream it eventually or put out a video of it. Besides that, I want to thank my guests here. Again, links are in the description. Go subscribe so you can watch all their videos from these past trips, next trips, and everything else fun that they put out. Besides that, for myself, again, motivation. I was motivated to do this. God knows if I'll be motivated to do anything else anytime soon. So besides that, stay healthy, stay positive. You guys enjoy your trips. Can't wait for it. And everybody else, God bless. We'll see you next time.